I've got a couple of papers here. This is the Lancashire Evening Telegraph from Wednesday the 5th of July and Thursday the 6th of July. And the people who run papers like the Sun, the Mail, the Express, the Telegraph, all the rest of them, they can't seriously say that they don't know what's going on. Because all these papers have what's called stringers, which is people whose job, sat in an office, is just to look at all the local papers. They get them all, from all over the country. They go through these papers and they look for stories which could be turned into national stories. So all those newspapers, all those editors will have seen this stuff, and yet they still haven't run it. They've got this self-censorship taboo. And the Lancashire Evening Telegraph is pretty much the only local paper which has had the guts to really break this. I think it's because they feel that so many people in their area know about this story anyway, and all local papers are losing sales drastically. They simply had to run it. So this one on the 5th of July, underage girls being targeted by wicked gangs of predators. So I said this is a vicious, wicked faith. Not that much difference. Police and Asian community leaders vow to fight menace. Now, that might incite racial hatred. This is not an Asian problem. This is exclusively a Muslim problem. They should be saying so, not implying that Sikhs and Hindus also have people in their community doing this, because they do not. Groomed for sex is the main headline. Special Evening Telegraph investigation. Pages 2, 3, 4 and 5, as well as the front page. And if you go into it, this is just talking about East Lancashire. And the quote here is 100 victims in the past year. Dozens of underage girls are being groomed into prostitution and drug taking by predatory males operating in East Lancashire. The Evening Telegraph can exclusively reveal girls as young as 12 have been targeted by gangs of men who pay the youngsters in cash, drugs, cigarettes and drink for sexual favours. Well, it's not actually exclusive. We've run this story in Freedom and on our website for months and months and months, in fact for years. It's why I'm in the dock. So we were there first. Straw, I'll take fight to the top. But it's about time too, isn't it? It's about time too. Then we go on here, Lindsay's story. A mother whose daughter was groomed for sexual exploitation today said her family has been destroyed by the scumbags who stole her child's innocence. This is about a 15-year-old girl who was 14 when they started grooming her. Sex is the last thing these girls want. Leaders condemn disgraceful sin. Well, that's good. White paedophiles groom online. Yeah, obviously there is a problem with white paedophiles, but it's a different thing entirely. And very properly, the police are dealing with that very, 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 very vigorously. The problem is this just isn't just East Lancashire. It's still going on in West Yorkshire. A senior police officer in West Yorkshire, some 18 months ago, said to a group of desperately worried parents about this, look, this grooming, whatever you want to call it, is a fact of life. Learn to live with it. Can you imagine if they said, say to a group, a Muslim community which was under attack from racist bigots, it's a fact of life, learn to live with it. Can you imagine the trouble there'd be? But when it's white girls, they don't give a damn, these police bastards. I'm sorry, they make me very, very angry indeed. But at least the Lancashire Evening Telegraph finally has come out, and there you go, there's 5 or 6 pages of that day, and then the following day, girl 14 reveals sexual predator's ordeal. I was trapped in a circle of vice. Then inside you've got drugs for sex ordeal. And there's a quote here, you don't want to go with these men and you don't fancy them, but you know they will give you drugs if you go to see them. And then on here we've got sick gangs, now a national problem. The growing problem of young girls being groomed for sexual exploitation by gangs of men is not confined to East Lancashire. In 2004, the BNP won of its seats in Bradford City Council by hijacking an ongoing campaign against gangs grooming girls for sex in Keighley. Well, we didn't hijack that campaign, we created that campaign. The threat to the Labour Party by the British National Party winning seats finally forced Anne Cryer to get off her backside and start doing something about it. But what's she done since? We've had this debate in the media about the problems of the Vale. Why hasn't Anne Cryer come out and said, well, wait a minute, actually the Vale's a very minor problem. If we want to talk about the problems being caused by this Muslim bloc in many of our cities, then let's talk about really serious issues like paedophile, drug, gang, rape. It's far, far more important. It's far, far more serious than having kids taught by someone with a veil so that they can't see her lips. You know, this kind of thing is the real issue. If this case brings that real issue out, then I won't mind if I go to prison for it. It'll be worth it, because there are hundreds upon hundreds of girls, thousands of families in every town which has got this block who are going through this right now. And if we as a party have to be persecuted and go to prison in order to get that fact out so something can be done about it, then I regard it as well worthwhile.